Welcome back to our Tuesday Facebook spotlights of our DTL women. That's Disciple Thought Leader Women. And we are so delighted to have today our very own favorite, Angela Ingo. Angela, thanks for being with us today. We're so happy to have her. And as you know, you probably know Angela from before. You've seen her journey and learned things from her. She is just so gifted and talented. And today we're talking about design and her emphasis, which is on designing spaces you love with what you have to reflect who you are, which is so fantastic. So the official bio is Angela Ingo is the owner of Angela Ingo Home and is a home stager and redesigner and has been transforming homes for 20 years, over 20 years, including mine. And she did an amazing job. I'm not kidding. Almost every day, the kids and I will be like, I love our house. I love our house. It just is so reflective of who we are. She loves teaching women how to create spaces they love within their own homes. And she is the mom of three, a grandma of three, and loves connecting with family, spending time outdoors, and almost anything creative. Love, love, love that you got into this whole design thing, and you've been doing this for a long time. So kind of jump in. We want to get a little backstory on your purpose journey, and then we're going to do some design tips. So for those that are like salivating and saying, help transform my room today, we got you covered. So tell us where this started. Where did it begin? Were you like organizing your Barbie doll house and making it all beautiful with a plant and a lamp? Tell us where it started.
You know what? I wasn't. I didn't even know that I loved to do this until I was married and had a couple of kids. Isn't that weird?
I never knew that. We've been friends.
Many designers know, oh, I knew I wanted to do all the things. I knew I was all about being creative, but I didn't know until I had my own house and I started like figuring out things. And then I started like helping some family members with like getting ready to move and adjusting some things. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And so then it started like all those pieces started connecting. And I was like, oh my gosh, there are certain things, if you do them in the space, it makes all the difference. Oh, it was weird, but all of a sudden, so I started experimenting and that's kind of where it went.
I love. So did you start doing your own home and then did you start doing it for friends and things like that and just getting good at it and learning as you went?
Well, actually the way it really started was I have a degree in design, but it's graphic design. And so I didn't like sitting in front of the computer. I was like, I can't do that. I have to actually be hands-on. So after I started trying this out just with some friends, family, in my neighborhood, we decided to do this thing through the summer where we would do makeovers. I said, okay, you guys, let's experiment. Let's do this thing where let's go in, we'll take what you have and I'll make over one room for you and we'll take some pictures. And at the end of the summer, we'll do this like slideshow back in the day and reveal what can be done. And it was the coolest thing. It was actually like an experiment for me to see because every house was different. Everybody's stuff was different. I didn't bring anything in. It was just what they had. And all of a sudden, taking all those principles and putting them together, oh my gosh, it made the difference. The house wasn't perfect, but it was so much better than when we started.
Oh, I love that. And that is so true. In fact, the principles that you have taught to my sweet daughter and myself, my sweet Chelsea, she went in, we had the storage room that had all the things in it and we need to move it out so we can make it a little mini guest room. It's a super small room. Well, I just asked her to just move stuff out. And next thing I know, I come in and she's got it all decor. She's got the lamps and the plants and she's got things and she's got all the symmetry and the vignettes and the everything. I was like, with what we had, I was blown away. It looked so good and it changed the whole feel of the room instead of just here's a bed and a dresser and here you go. Just, put your head down for the night. For a guest, it was more of like, this is a warm, wonderful place to be just with what we had. So what you're talking about is so true. So as you went along, can you share what was maybe a tool or a skill that really made the difference for you in learning how to teach this to women effectively? Was there something that stands out to you?
I think the thing that made the difference is every time I would do this, I would be like kind of surprised. Oh, look how good that looks. Oh, and they would be like, look how good this looks. And so I decided I needed to start teaching people how to do this. So I started teaching classes and I would show all these before and after pictures and everybody was so drawn to it. They were like, oh, you're showing us real houses, real people. This is our stuff. This isn't something that's all been,
Photoshop,
purchased and designed and whatever. And it helped me to realize there is some beauty in recognizing that we all have stuff that can be put in the right place. And we're not going to have everything, but you've got most of the pieces that are essential. You put them in the right order and it makes a huge difference. And people would walk away with like, and there was one friend who years later I ran into her and she's like, oh my gosh, do you know what I do? She was a woman that was in one of the classes and she said, do you know something I still do that you taught me? I turn a lamp on when I'm in the room and it makes a huge difference. So if there's only one thing you can take away, gather a few lamps from your house, ideally 3 in a room in a triangle pattern, turn them on when you're in the space. It changes everything about how the room feels.
It's so true. I have
And
a
that's
lamp
simple.
right now. And it's during the day. I always have a lamp on. In fact, just the other night, my daughter was giving me grief because she doesn't want all the lights on. I'm like, I love the lamps. Put the lamps on. It does. It makes it warm and inviting. It just shifts the feel of the room. And you do that often. You teach these tips that are just so down to earth and simple and doable that if someone went and did them today, right now, like even while they're listening, go and put on a lamp, they can feel the difference. So is there another tip that you would love to share with women, that's something simple that they can do in their space, whatever room, kitchen, living room, bedroom, bathroom, whatever, that would make a difference, that would change the feel?
Okay, I was just doing a half-day makeover the other day with a woman that we were just trying to use what she had, and we wanted to do her bedroom. And the thing that made the difference is I see this so often. The beds are made and the beautiful, it's just a blanket or a coverlet and it's pulled up all the way across the bed to the top and it kind of covers the pillows. And so it's just this bed with the covered pillows. You can change the total feel of your bed by propping your pillows up and folding down the blanket. So there's a layer, fold down the blanket with a sheet over the top, and then gather another blanket on the end of the bed and fold it up, and then put a few more pillows propped up. All of a sudden, your bedroom completely feels like a focal point. Your bed feels like a focal point in your room, where before it was just this, like the place you sleep.
It's so, so true. I cannot share that enough. Where when you helped redo my bed, we had that white blanket on the bottom, creamy white, and then a nice tan. And then there was the pillows and then some different pillows. And then there was a decorative pillow right in the middle. I still make the bed that way. I turn it down and the white sheet goes over the top and then the decorative color coverlet there, the down comforter. It is amazing to me how it makes the room feel finished every single time. And I have found that the more that we have it designed and we know what to do, we are more prone to do it. I always say it's a clean house is easier to keep clean. A decorated house is easier to keep decorated because you like the feel. You want to go back to that norm of how that felt. And with the lamps on, and then you got some plants, it just feels like the room is finished and you want to be there. Absolutely love that. Now, I know you have a free opt-in that talks about 3 things you can do to your room just right now today that could make a difference. How do people get that? We can put it in the show notes when we actually do this.
You can go to Angela Ingo Home and scroll down and it's right at the bottom.
Gotcha. Angela Ingo Home.
AngelaIngoHome.com.
And just scroll to the bottom.
You scroll to the bottom and it shows you, you can get the little free download that shows you 3 things you can do within 30 minutes in your house that will make a difference.
Oh, it's so good. Like I feel like I'm being an infomercial, but I'm not trying to be. I just literally, it's so true what you're saying. And this is such an unusual niche in my mind anyway. You have a lot of designers nowadays and they're all highfalutin, it seems. And a lot of things, and the last home, Parade of Homes, there was one that had a pink and green inside of a room and you just never know what you're going to get, right? So how did you hook onto this with this redesign? I think some people would probably doubt that they have the stuff in their home that would make it good and actually make it turn out. And you shared a little bit of one client. Have you had another client that really didn't think they had enough stuff in their home or that it was usable? They were kind of like, I don't know, this really doesn't work. It's not working. But did you help them to see sort of beauty for ashes in the stuff that they have? Because I know that's a big thing for me is I think, I don't really like the stuff that we have in that particular room. We need to get new stuff. But then you come in and make it feel all new. So if you had a client that you worked with that was kind of in that mode, but you really did help see the beauty in what they had?
Yes. The one that comes to mind specifically is a woman who has been a school teacher for a long time. And she was just retiring. She was a music teacher. So she taught the orchestra, she taught the band, and then she did music lessons at home. And she was single. So when she came home, she was gone all day. When she came home, she had her pianos. She had 2 pianos in her main room. And then she had a couch and she had a chair. And that was basically where she gave her music lessons. And so it was kind of like just a music studio. It wasn't very, inviting. It wasn't really a place. And she's like, I have this blue couch. It was a hotel couch someone gave me, and it looked like a hotel couch. And she was like, I don't know, I'd like to buy new carpet, but it's not in the budget right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's all these things we can do. So it ended up that she had a beautiful piano. It was a white grand piano, like stunningly beautiful. It was just pushed back against the wall with the other piano next to it. So you walked in and you didn't even notice it. But we changed it so the white grand piano became the focal point. We changed the blue couch so it faced the piano and turned the chair. And then we bought a rug that had some beautiful colors in it, pulled in some pillows that had some beautiful colors that went with it, softened the window with some curtains, brought some lamps in, some flowers. All of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, this is like, she says, it just felt incredibly different. And we rearranged things, made a focal point, added a few items that are really key. And it made a huge difference. She's like, it's unbelievable when people come to my house there. They're like, wow, this is just beautiful. And she just loves the space.
I love it. Then they say you have a piano studio. It's not just a thrown together thing. This is a space, and
it's her living room, but it was also the studio, and it became something really beautiful when she felt like she had nothing that could be done.
I love that. And for everyone listening, know that your space can be redesigned too. And I love that you are so generous with what you share. I know you do one-on-one sessions with people. You do half-day makeovers, which you take 3 or 4 hours and just change up 3 or 4 rooms it's incredible. And then you do a full day, but you also have a course for women. And I do want to let them know about that, because a lot of times people feel like redecorating their home is out of their budget, and it's not. And again, I love your generosity in the tips and the tools. You love to share how to do this so that they can apply it to any room in their house. And when they want to change it in 5 years, they can apply those principles again. So the course, tell me a little bit about the course, because I know you've shifted some things.
Okay, so the course now is, I give you 7 really simple design principles that as you follow them, you will be able to make over one space in a day. Mm-hmm. Now, it doesn't mean that, you have to clear a bunch of stuff out. You're going to have to do that another day. You can't fit it all in one day, but you can take all these things, and if you follow the steps, you will be able to have a beautiful space using what you started with. And then you'll know, just from the information in the course, you'll know what things are missing. So you'll know, okay, I need to go get this and this and this, because those are some things she talked about and I don't have those. And now I know where to put them in. So the course is valued at $297, but I'm offering it for $99. So you can get this course $99, and it's simple to watch. It's an hour and a half. It's 7 15-minute videos. So you can do it in little bits. You can do it all at once, but it's not overwhelming. And then when you're finished, there's a download that gives you all the steps. So you can fold it up, put it in your pocket. You've got it right there when you're actually moving around in the space. One thing you want to do, invite a girlfriend over to do it with you. It's so much more fun to do with someone and play, things back and forth with helping you. Like, does that look good? Does that look good?
That is so fabulous. And you could trade, like you could help each other with your spaces. Like, okay, let's do this one room for me this time, and I'll help you do your room. How motivating is that? I'm feeling the spring fever already. And if not, then you just get Angela, come be your moving buddy. That would be fantastic, your design friend. I love this. As we're kind of wrapping up here, love what you have shared. Again, I love the tips and tools you have. They're so easy. And the thing I love is that you see the results so fast. As you've done this purpose journey, you've learned some new skills, you've expanded, you've developed, you've had to learn a lot of new things to be able to get this out and reach it to women. What's been a helpful tip or tool for you that you have learned along the way, or a mentor, or someone who's been like helpful, or something when people are listening, they're doing their purpose journey. And a lot of times they're looking for what is the thing that would help me on this next right step? Does anything come to mind?
The thing that I found that is so beautiful about figuring out what your purpose is. Like, I've been doing design for a long time. I've designed some really beautiful homes, but I got to a point where it didn't give me that sense of satisfaction. It didn't feel really meaningful and enjoyable. And I found that the thing that became so much more valuable to me was working with somebody like you and a number of other women within the Disciple Thought Leader group, because we were able to work together in figuring out, learning the things we needed to learn to really niche down to what is it that is your God-given gift? What is it? And how can you use that to bless those around you? How can you use that to create light and goodness and create an opportunity for others to feel something good in their life through what you've been given? And it helped me really be able to niche down to what is it exactly I want to do and how I want that to look in my life. Because when you own a business, it can be very easy to get overwhelmed and pulled in 100 different directions. So it was so helpful to have that lens of, I want to be able to take the thing that I'm good at and use it for a purpose that is bigger than just me.
And I love that. And you have. And I love the joy as you're talking about these clients and doing these before and afters. You can see and feel the energy and the joy that that brings. That I love how you niched it down to, yes, I can design these big homes in Park City, but you know, my joy is helping the everyday woman redesign her space to reflect that and be a joyful space for her family. And you see that on your countenance and the way that you approach that. It's just gives me goosebumps. It's so joyful. I have loved this. Angela, besides being a dear friend and Disciple Thought Leader, I just love that you love what you do and you help others to up level and improve their lives. So again, we'll put the information down below. It's Angela Ingo Home if you want to check out more on that, and her free opt-in that's on that .com, that you just go down and get those 3 things that can help your space. And then we'd love to hear it. If you move stuff around, if you added those themes, post it below. We'd love to hear how it made you feel, because that's the whole joy of what we do in these spotlights, is taking what people have learned and developed and sharing it with you. And then you turn around and practice it in your life and you say, wow, I love this. Thank you so much for being with us today. This was a joy.
You're welcome. So fun to share.
And as always, if you love these, go back and watch our other Detailed Tuesday spotlights. We have so many different women sharing so many different things, from gardening to mindset to drawing closer to Christ to being able to do parenting tips and doing them better. We would love for you to feel that up level of what we do here and help you take your next step in creating your purpose-filled life.